What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. It's that time once again for my liveries of the week. Now, apologies because this video is much later than I originally planned. Just due to personal reasons, I have taken a fair few days off this month. So I guess this is more like liveries of the month. Now, this one is mainly going to be featuring on the update 1.48 cars and 10 liveries that I've been using this entire month. And, well, 10 liveries that have definitely caught my eye. So let's start off with number 1 by X7 Lion 7, who has this absolutely amazing white Volvo V40 T5R design outline edition. This one featuring in my review for this car, and whilst the car itself is fairly disappointing in comparison to others that came with this update, the livery itself is absolutely incredible, giving it this very cell shaded look, and I'm a huge fan of it. As you can see, it features some very nice outline detail as well as some very nice minor details such as the number plate and the fuel filler cap. Overall, this is one livery that has massively caught my eye this month, and I pretty much love everything about it, giving it this very nice street presence with that beautiful cell shaded art. Really am a massive fan of this one, hence why it of course featured in my review for it, so I had to include it. Again, whilst I really do like the TCR styling in terms of the tuning for this car, I absolutely had to feature this one. Overall, a fantastic start to the update 1.48 cars. Next up, of course, it's another Volvo, this one by Baby Driver, who has a replica of the Volvo 850 BTCC touring car with a few minor tweaks to make it better to fit the 240. Featuring a company that my grandparents actually worked for, which is Securicore. From the stories I've been told about Securicore, they did manage to sponsor a bunch of sort of motorsports vehicles back in the mainly the 1990s, whether that was bikes and cars and so on. In terms of the livery itself, though, it is absolutely a very nice replica. Pretty much got everything you want from that very iconic BTCC Volvo look, of course made to fit the 240. Overall, this is a fantastic car and really goes with that pretty weird and wacky theme of seeing a massive Swedish estate just be absolutely blasted around the tracks of Gran Turismo 7. Really liking this one. In terms of the detail, it's pretty much spot on. All the livery replacement is where you'd expect to see it. I really don't have any complaints. Probably one that's going to stick on this Volvo for a very long time. Let's move on next to the Honda Civic EG. This one is by Herecold. He has been featured on this channel before. He has an EG6 time attack build, and as you can see, it very much is in the vein of a full-blown track day ready time attack EG6. Really enjoyed this one. Whilst it does kind of remove some of the wing aero and such and kind of moves away from the TCR build, it is very much something reminiscent of a full-blown time attack car. Very much a track day vibe with this one. Fantastic to use around the likes of Tokyo if you kind of want to go for that JDM street vibe theme. In all honesty, the EG is absolutely iconic around that track. Overall, some of the details that I really like is sort of the black hood going into the red, the big wide body kit, the aero parts, the sort of street styling stickers. Really nothing is left off the table here. It's absolutely fantastic and really does fit the whole theme and design that it was going for. My personal favorite parts of this car is the very kind of nice Mugen styling stickers that are all around. You've got it on the windshield and also on the rear boot of the car. Really enjoying this one. So let's carry on with the 1.48 theme, this time going for the Nissan Skyline R31. This one is by Sky Blue, who has this very nice HWR racing or Hot Wheels racing theme for the Skyline. At first I was a little bit like, do I like it? Don't I like it? The more I used it though, the more I really did appreciate it. It really does feel like a full sponsored drift build with this car, and well, this car is absolutely perfect for drifting. So if you want to go for a drift design on your R31, you should absolutely go for this one. Really gives me some of those sort of late 90s styling era themes, as well as the livery being very bright, very bold, and very in your face. Again, whilst at first I was a little bit sketchy about this one, thinking, well, maybe I do, maybe I don't like it. the more I've used it and the more I've seen of it, the more I've kind of fell in love with it. And for my Drift R31, it's absolutely the perfect fit. Again, if you haven't gone drifting in this car, you really should do, or actually not really doing it justice. So go ahead, grab yourself this livery and go and burn some rubber out on your favourite tracks of GT7. So the final car from the update 1.48 liveries absolutely has to be this one by MLAX1981, who has this very, very beautiful Tegiwa styled Honda NSX. This one for me really does feel like it fits the theme of the early 2000s, and I could honestly see this being a real race car way back when. Obviously Tegiwa very much known for their Honda parts, very much staying in terms of the theme and the colours that go with that brand. Really enjoying this one, and probably one of my favourite cars of all time in terms of post-launch GT7 content is the NSX from the year 2000. Absolutely loving this one. Again, there's a ton of great themes for this one, but in terms of original designs, this one just topped the bunch of them. Absolutely fantastic to see, and one that will probably stay on one of my many NSXs for a very long time. So massive well done to him. A beautiful looking livery. So that concludes the update 1.48 section of the video. Let's move into some other liveries that have really appealed to me over the last month or so in GT7. Up next is one that I think is absolutely incredible in terms of the visual detail that goes into it. This one is by Ghost Rider, and he has a DTM themed Lavazza livery for the Audi RS5 DTM. For me, this is absolutely incredible. It really does feel like a full legitimate livery, and the decal design quality in terms of the placement as well just gives it this very bold, very bright look, but it certainly looks like something that really would appear on the grid when this car was of course present, which unfortunately it's not now, with DTM going to a more GT3 vibe. Unfortunately though, again, whilst this one might not ever come to fruition, I really feel like it fits that era and that style that we saw. Next up, sticking with Group 2 cars from DTM to Super GT, this is the World of Tomorrow livery by Krish. I really like this one. It's a full-blown Rocket Bunny style version of a Group 2 race car. I feel like it works very well. Typically, I'm not usually a fan of street style on race cars, and whilst I am a fan of race style on street cars, I feel like this one really does actually work much better than I expected it to. Whilst it's not as in your face as some of the liveries that we may have seen so far, I feel like he went into designing this livery with purpose and came out with the exact design that he had in mind. All the sponsors, there's quite a lot of them, are very clean and very much where you'd expect them to be. The very much World of Tomorrow branding all over it, the Rocket Bunny branding. I feel like it all really does fit the bill, and actually very much turns over to a very good looking Group 2 race car. Again, this is something that I would absolutely love to see on the road going versions as well. Next livery of the week is by District Warfare, who has this Hot Wheels Streets of Japan 2 out of 6 for the Honda Integra Type R DC2 from 1998. And well, I'm a huge fan of the JDM Hot Wheels, so if anyone can go ahead and find this, please let me know where you found it, because I am desperate to add this one to my collection. And honestly, the livery itself is absolutely stunning. I really like the sort of black and gold styling, the big gold wheels. I feel like this is honestly one of the coolest Hot Wheels to livery designs that I've really seen. It really keeps with that whole kind of, you know, JDM street style aspect, giving me some very nice late 90s, early 2000 vibes. Again, just minus the whole huge body kits of the time. Really enjoying this one. For me, this is on one of my many Integra Type Rs, and I feel like it'll probably stay on for quite a while. This one really did appeal to me. I think it's a visually stunning livery. Let me know what you think though. Again, if anyone does know where to pick up this actual Hot Wheels though, please let me know. I really do want it for my collection. So let's move on next, and we're going to stick with the street theme and the JDM theme. This is the Alphard version 4 front end aero build by Elmis. I'm just going to call you that. I don't want to butcher your name, so apologies for that one. But this is, of course, the 4th iteration of this livery design, and probably the best and most aggressive of the bunch. I'm a huge fan of these sort of JDM people carriers. I think they're absolutely incredible, especially when you see them all kitted out and looking very, very smart and actually really aggressive. And that's the theme and design he's gone for with the Alphard, and I think it absolutely works a treat. This is a visual masterpiece. The way that the decals and liveries are stuck on to make the aero look very much like it's part of the actual kit, I honestly think is incredible. I really love these kind of liveries, and I think this one might just be one of my favorites. The bright yellow, the very dark black wheels, the aero side skirts and everything, I think it just absolutely works a visual treat. So massive well done to him. He also has a bunch of other liveries available, and again, there's a bunch of different versions of this exact livery. If this one really doesn't suit your style, I'm pretty sure there's one out there for you. Anyway, massive well done to him. Really enjoyed this one. Great to see the Alphard get some love. Let's move on next to another Road One. This is the RWB 930, obviously a fictional version, not based on a specific RWB, just a general RWB style by Just GT Gaming. I really like this one, and again, because it's not copying just a very specific RWB build, there's a lot you can actually go ahead and take from it. It's got that aggressive style. Again, if you want to play around with some of the colors and such, you can go ahead and do that, but for me, the red that is set on this is absolutely awesome. This raw, well, beautiful RWB body kit style, I think is absolutely incredible on the older Porsche, and it's great to see it here on the 930, really doing the work. And whilst to some it may seem like an incredibly basic livery, I think it's very clean and absolutely a visual masterpiece. I really like this style. Again, it's on one of my favourite generations of Porsche 911s to ever exist, if not my favourite. So great to see this one. Massive well done to him on this livery. Again, might be basic, but it's absolutely spot on when it comes to getting that RWB theme. So there we go, episode 7 of my top 10 liveries, mainly focusing on, of course, the 1.48 cars. Massive well done to everyone featured in this video. Again, if you do want to get featured, be sure to use the hashtag that has been listed at the start of the video and on screen now. Massive thank you to you all. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care, guys. Peace.